Santan Dave is back with another brand new feature on Kamal, the people that saved me. It's crazy because since Dave has been back, he has been back working, but this video currently has 200 views. Yeah, I said it, 200 views. So I want y'all to all go check out. I know it just came out 7 hours ago, we really early, but make sure y'all show some love to the original creator. But for me, I need you to hit that thumbs up button so YouTube doesn't throw us into the algorithm abyss. So hit that thumbs up button. Let's get to work. Brand new record. This is the earliest I ever been.
It never was love. Men talk to me like it's love, but it never was love. I thought that it could have been we, everybody could eat, but instead it's just us. The 255 is the bus I would take if I lacked and I never did bus. If I never had raps and just, or if it never was love.
And Dave's flow is just spoken word poetry. And there does become surviving the environment, surviving the circumstances. I could just speak for myself. I had to survive to just make it here, to be little old YouTuber, little old musician, whatever, however you see me, just to make it to this little place that I'm at in life. And I say little because I know there's so much more in this world, right? But coming from where we came from, this is a million miles away. I'm in uncharted territory. If it wasn't for my big brother, I wouldn't really know anybody who's doing what I'm doing to the level in which we're doing it. And it's weird because instead of for my friends, not all of them, but instead of for some of my friends to like maybe take that and enjoy it, they see it like they resent it. Like you just can feel it, and it's just like, damn, I thought you would appreciate, because you know I grew up with no money, grew up with nothing, nigga. I thought you would appreciate that I'm doing pretty good, but now it doesn't. It's an attack on your ego. It makes you damn near hate me. So it couldn't have ever been love. And this is just my circumstance, but I'm sure a lot of y'all have gone through that. I'm sure a lot of y'all have. Maybe you went and got your degree. A couple of your homies didn't get the degree, and now they look at you weird. Maybe you got a promotion at work, and now all the people that you used to sit around the cooler with, now they look at you weird, like you're not the same person. You like, what's going on? When did I change? That's just the nature of man. Sometimes your success can trigger people's insecurities. And I just love that Dave is always going to speak to something that is incredibly authentically topical. You know, sometimes people force a topic. Oh, we're going to talk about this because this is the controversial. We need to get on this. We need to have our songs to do this. Now, Dave's going to just talk to you like, man, this is how I'm feeling. I'm feeling like bro, them don't show love like they used to. I'm feeling alone right now because we all can feel alone at times.
Talk to me like it's love, but it never was love. I thought that it could have been we, everybody could eat, but instead it's just us. The 255 is the bus I would take if I lacked and I never did bus. If I never had raps and just, or if it never was love, we had.
And I love that. Just if you're a writer, when you're spitting, if you can make a non-emphasis word emphasized, it does a lot for the word. So bus, just, that's the emphasis word because that's what he's rhyming. But do you notice what he does with or? With the word or. Just listen to that.
Everybody could eat, but instead it's just us. The 255 is the bus I would take if I lacked and I never did bus. If I never had raps and just, or if it never was love. We had love, but we never had trust. Would have stayed broke up if it never was lust. There's a world where we're dating now if we stayed best friends and we never did rush. There's a world where the gang didn't split, things never got weird, how you never got touched. There's a world where, I'm from a world where there never was love. So I just hold my head.
Because and it's like, look at us, nigga. And you start realizing it wasn't love because there's no honor amongst thieves, and we were thieves. Because we lived in the underworld, and so we surrounded ourselves with people who call themselves demons, killers and hitters and sliders and stairs. And sometimes you thought these connections you made was genuine, but then I revert back to my thinking of those streets and remember, now these niggas would have robbed you if they got a chance. Let's not do that. He's talking about maybe if these circumstances work out with his girl, and I always hear Dave. There's a line he said in one of his other songs where he says, what if I don't have pain anymore because my identity's pain. But your identity, I get what he meant, but your identity isn't pain. Your identity is the human experience. It's the brilliance of his name being Dave, because it's just such an ordinary ass name. It is for such an extraordinary human being. For the words and the thoughts you say are incredibly just human and normal. And sometimes this guy talk about this love for feet and just love for women and stuff like that. But it'd be so prolific and poetic because the brilliance in life exists, the beauty, the poetry in life exists, and you don't have to try. It doesn't have to feel contrived. It can be authentic. But there's words I hang on to. Sometimes I think about when Dave said, maybe we should let it less commentators and we can leave it to the fans and the music in their heart. And I understand where he's speaking to, but I think of these words because I know as an artist, the people having an opinion on your arts, especially when it's negative, is not what you want, right? And so it creates a weird space where you're not creating, you're trying to fight a narrative, and people in this game, in this industry, run with narratives and all of these things, but at the same time, it's just such a simple thought, but it's so real, and I think about it as a nigga who makes commentary, and so it makes me want to be more authentic and more genuine. Dave is the greatest rapper alive. I just had to say it.
I had a vision of the notes is red when I was trying to get out of lots is shed. Bled, steel and copper and lead. I ran from commitment and ran from fed. They said closed mouths don't get fed, that's why everybody want a podcast instead. I laid him.
Oh my God, he said closed mouths don't get fed. That's why everyone wants the podcast instead. Yeah, because instead of to go make something, make a journey, make a story, and it's for certain podcasters, they rather just go run their mouth, go Manosphere, Red Pill. I am so happy Dave is dropping, Jay-Z's dropping, Dizzy Rascal, I'm doing him, Ocean Wisdom, H just dropped, because this house of hip-hop, this YouTube channel you're on right now, will always be a house, will always be a hub, will always be a channel for music. And while my contemporaries, they'll dive off and start talking about stuff like Chud the Builder and all this other stuff that has nothing to do with music, and it's just salacious and nasty and ugly, we will always be here to be talking about what is moving and pushing the culture.
Bed and I cried out, God, am I better off dead? What I did for the... I laid in bed and I cried out, God, am I better off dead? What I did for the bread? Miracles.
Survivors from Mars, man.
Yeah.
When it all gets to my head, all of the bodies I've had it.
Free Palestine. I even love the political messaging that's in this video, because let's never forget the power of art and how great artists can use their music to fight for freedom. And it's always been the power of art. And if you guys believe streaming is an art, which I do, I really think there is an art to it, because clearly the random guy you see on TikTok when you're scrolling at 3 a.m., he doesn't understand this the way Kai Cenat or DDG understand. Clearly, there's some kind of like a rhythm to it or a skill. As someone who's live streamed, I promise you got to get the right rhythm. You got to get the chat in the right way. It's a skill. It is, and it's a fine art, because when it's firing on all cylinders, it is beautiful, and it's fulfilling, and it's satisfying, and all of these kind of things. And so if we aren't using that art for a good message, and we're using it to just spread hate, negativity, to spread confusion, to talk about looks maxing, to talk about all that stuff, which we can all get, like, you don't have to just sit up reading think pieces, not what the Dipper's saying, but just remember, all of us, I think as a reactor, it's an art. It's one of my arts I do. I think the way I express myself through music, and music through me, and me through me, and I just think it's like a fan, and it's fulfilling. And as a person who was facing 80 years in prison, this was my therapy. So I try to perfect my art. If you feel like what you're doing is an art, whatever, if you make coffee, whatever, it's an art. Just hold yourself to a standard that we gotta use our art to fight for good. We have to use our art to stand for something that's worth something. And in a world where people are just trying to pimp out all these arts and just trying to do the quickest thing to make money, you're hurting yourself, you're hurting art, and you're hurting the world.
I've had in my bed all of the sour taste things I said I don't mean.
I felt that shit. You know, Queso get to run in his mouth, I get too mad. I felt that. I don't mean none of that shit. I don't even be knowing how to explain it.
Things I said I don't mean. I still wanna see you in my dreams. I still wanna hold on to those sweet memories.
I've had girls meet me and then give up on working. I bought Kellys and Birkins, poured years of myself in a single person. To then risk it all on my lustful urges. Bro, I done built up rosters and burnt them all down.
I feel you, my brother. Did you hear what this nigga said? And he's never standing on better than you, bro. Did you just understand what he said? I have given everything, committed my heart and soul to a woman, thousands and thousands of dollars, all to squander it all for a second of validation. All to squander it all for this quick feeling of lust. Hey, every man in this bitch like, yeah. Be like, yeah, I definitely, yeah. Because we're flawed creatures, man. Because we're not big, strong, complete things like we always think we are. But Dave will explore your humanity.
For guilty purges, I done laid with singers and surgeons, strippers and virgins, living with burdens over something that we started. I don't trust my man, cause he's always saying to the guys that he's clean-hearted. R.I.P. to
my girl be saying that. Don't trust no. My girl be saying that. She say, don't trust no motherfucker who's always trying to tell you how good of somebody they really are. They're always lying.
I don't trust my man, cause he's always saying to the guys that he's clean-hearted. R.I.P. to the departed. Still wish life could have restarted. Still wish we could have restarted. Still wish.
I still wanna see you in my dreams. I still wanna hold on to those sweet memories.
What a great hook.
Sweet memories.
Oh, nah, Queso gonna have to get on this beat, man. This bit right here is serious. Hit that thumbs up button, man. Dave back working. Y'all think he's got a new album coming? And I found 2 artists through my man. This has been a good month for music. Hit that thumbs up button. KBD family, love y'all. Salute. We out.